One of the kind of indictments of our time that I had that whole idea of the rejection of the sense of the aesthetic with the rejection of Hillary Clinton, now the rejection of Kamala Harris, more and more across the Eurosphere, the rejection of left of center parties, and how this offends the sense of aesthetic. And in the 48 Laws of Power, one of the things that came up is how you sort of really, you truly can garner an enemy when you insult somebody's sense of the aesthetic. One has to very much mind their critique of this. And this is one of the reasons why the left has gotten so intensely furious over especially the issue of the culture war. While the right wasn't really in fury, the right's is sitting there like, okay, I want to buy things with this character. I want to buy stuff from this trademark, but it all is really weird and not good now. You know, that it started that simply, and then it had to be sort of, the point had to be contiguously driven home. No, this is bad art. Things that are art that are badly done is real. That's very real. Is bad art, and just this one realm that you know, these people are like, you know, we're creative types, and what we've created is being completely and totally rejected. Well, with people who are like idea people, like political types, you know, their ideas are very much kind of similar in this way. It's like, this is kind of this, you know, like they have ideas and they're inventing stuff in their mind of how society could and should work. Oh, wow. I don't see these very often. Cybertruck. Like, just out of nowhere, this like giant pixel just started moving. I mean, really, I did not actually even pick it up in my eye, because I thought it, I think my mind just presumed it was like a dumpster. That's so funny. But yeah, as soon as it moved, it was like, what the fuck? But anyway, I really don't like that design type. I just don't think it's very complimentary. It's just too over modern for me. Ultra modern, you know, cyber modern, you know, that's, but so there's the issue of it, rejecting like what one thinks is the beautiful, you know, the good, the beautiful, and the true. Well, I should just go this way, stick to this alley. You just tell already, traffic is backing up. That means there's traffic. I don't like traffic. I'm like a cat. Don't like it. Don't like these things. Stay in the alleyway where nobody wants to go. So, with the one of the things I started to think about was the issue of the true. Now we're absolutely at the state of the you can't say that because it's accurate stage for the worldwide Eurosphere left. There's no way out of this one, too. This is one of these for Anna Kasparian, or one of you guys who watches my shit. Because every once in a while I'm getting this feeling that some of your research team is watching my stuff. Like, you caught on to how I'm like, no, I like that you guys keep doing this because it ensures I'll win. You know, I love that. I love that you're getting how I'm working this. Whoever you are who keeps checking my shit out, left of center, because I want to see you. I want to see you come up with a policy that all of a sudden I'm like, holy shit, I never would have thought. Never would have thought of that. I never would have thought you guys would have come up with that. So, there was already the rejection of the aesthetic. You know, no, these old ladies with their legs upside down in pantsuits, they can't lead men to anything. They failed upward. So no, they can't be respected. Like, this is ridiculous. Why don't you just stop it and get qualified men for the job, because that makes sense. Or at least qualified women. I mean, anything at all. So the thing that started to hit me was, okay, there then has to be discussed this issue of, we got the aesthetic, the beautiful, but now the true. So yeah, everything about this diversity so awesome kind of thing has completely gone up now, almost quite literally in flames. So what is the left doing? They're failing. They're doing exactly what I want them to do. No, diversity works. These are obviously not overweight women. No, these are obviously very athletic women, and I mean, look, they're big. That means athlete to women. They have a uniform on. Okay, let's see, what else can we go for? What else would make total sense to the liberal mind in this regard? Oh yes, no, it's not the fault of Islam to teach men that that's how they should act in other nations or any nation. No, it's not an issue of that you're allowing these horrible rapers to rape and you won't do anything about it. No, the issue is people might blame Islam for this thing that categorically that religion countenances. The example being given would be some of the early upright caliphs and Muhammad himself. Well, he did that. It's cool, bro. So this is why it just, no, that is the story. You guys who are denying it, it won't matter that you don't like that that's the story. And now we're at that stage. Not only will you all not produce what is beautiful, but you seem to be bad, leading to your tendency to rely on that which is not only inaccurate, but the nadir of true. And that one of the key ones, that there's just this massive amount of racism that Americans, they just can't stop being this way, even though for an entire generation hip-hop music has totally dominated the musical charts. House music, something that, what do you associate it with? Chicago and Detroit. I'm sorry, what is this is, when were these last lily white cities? So this is a musical form absolutely associated with Black Americans, and these two musical forms totally dominated music and culture for the last 30 to 40 years. To the point where, it's almost bizarre. Even country music has been altered permanently by these other genres and their gravitational pull of pulling people to really bad, poorly produced, fucking weird shit. That's its own issue unto itself. Keep countrywide. But anyway, I want that slide guitar. I want that harmonica. Play me that harp. Play me that harp and that slide guitar. So, now there's this issue of what is true, to the point that it really is we have these special organizations, and that they were going to actually police the internet so that we could smear people who say things that we don't like, because we're going to just say that you're not that not that this is wrong in this way, it's inaccurate in this way. No, you're a disinformer. You're a person who there's informing, and then there's you, the disinformer, misinformer. And our office is going to find all the misinformers and disinformers. And there's not really a way back from this idea of we've appointed ourselves the experts at all morality and all ethics. And all of you who disagree with us are actually horrible neo-Nazis. When you've actively, obviously, used Antifa as your proxy goon army, BLM as your proxy goon army. And what did they do? They did exactly what goons always do. They fucking took your money and took off and have vanished. And now you have no money and you have no movement anymore. And a lot of these people who they realize that they threw their fucking life away fucking around with that shit. So this is the true, the good, and the beautiful. And you've lost them all within a very small snap too. It was building slowly. And then suddenly, bam, it just hit. Like, you lost it all. And there's not going to be a way back. People like the Young Turks and such like that just do not engage with ideas that don't have to do with fundamentally the certain kind of Yankee concepts on how everything is to be governed. Taxes always being good. With this really weird idea, taxes always being good. But the key thing though is that the loss of true on your guys' side is what's really going to get interesting fast. I'm going to be watching this and I'm going to be enjoying it because I know I have this distinct idea what's coming. As you all start being fundamentally treated like kind of systematically, like constantly as people who, aren't really very truthful. With this tendency to lie, their numbers tend to be bunko. This is actually just a way of having you pay for something that you like or pay for your hobby. That's a big one, especially when it comes to quote unquote science and or ecology or things like that. These are actually people just trying to get other people to pay for their project or their art project fundamentally, so that they could, and that they'll come out of it doing pretty well. So to wrap this up, here's an example. The new head of NPR. It was like Biden had like some total like Clinton staffer spook, and he's like one of these people who was wrapped up in one of the various bullshit scandals like Russiagate or something. Yeah, he was a Russiagate guy. And he just jumps from organization to organization. That's because that's the way the senior executive service and other spooky groups of special category government workers get to do things. And that's not going to happen anymore because what happened to Sean Spicer and Sean Spicer suing, being like, I was appointed for this many years. He said, no, you serve at the pleasure of the president. So now Donald Trump's going to use that court decision, and a lot of people are going to get kicked out of the government. And it's going to be fundamentally, constantly this thing of you're going to get to deal with some senators here or there. You'll get to talk now and then with representatives, but there's just, that's just it. You're these people who we count on lying to us. And so we'll take whatever you have to say. We'll get back to you because we're going to check on how inaccurate what you said was, and what is the deal that you want. How much is this really based on some kooky, inaccurate plot so that you could come up? Because we keep finding out over and over and over again. Liberals are, the liberal agenda is usually a come-up art, or it's based around some ideals that are going to lead to a bunch of poor people getting totally ganked, or young people getting totally ganked. And then there's this one last thing. If the GOP anybody really wants to get it cooking with China, start talking a lot about Tibet and the Uyghurs. Just start doing that on social media a lot. And just make it this thing, that every so often, this person who's, they're known on the right, they keep talking about the Uyghurs, they keep talking about the Tibetans. Interview a Tibetan. Something, or talk to the Catholic Chinese, the Christian Chinese who've escaped China. Talk to them a lot. Have them talk about China. And then, watch. Things will get cooking. China does not like looking bad. And China is actually much weaker than anybody really wants to admit right now. Just putting it out there. Just a propagandistic thought that I was having, because this is a period of time they're trying to work on, obviously, a good image through their recent, because when they do it right, they do it right. Video games. Remember before it was John Woo, Jet Li, and the movies, and we all loved it. It made the 90s what it was. Then China was like, oh, hell no. Commie. It's all about communism again. And doing terrible things to these Uyghurs and these Tibetans. Fuck these people. And now, nobody likes them. Except now they're making video games people like. Because Americans refuse to make video games people want to buy. Because there's too many of these people in the field that like ugly rather than beautiful, and bad rather than good. So, yeah. So this will be interesting to see the outcomes of all this. All right, talk to you later. Oh, that was funny. Huh. That was interesting. All right, later.